In this video, we will be creating and analyzing stem and leaf plots representing a set of data. A stem and leaf plot is a data presentation that separates each data item into two parts. The first part is the stem. The stem consists of the tens digit. So if you look down at this example, here are the stems on the left. Each of these stems represents the tens digits of the numbers. The second part is the leaf. The leaf consists of the units digit for a given value. Now, units digit is the same as the ones digit, and so each of these values over here represents the ones digit of a number. When we create a stem and leaf plot, we write all the stems in the first column. We write each leaf in the second column, writing the leaf of each data item in the row corresponding to its associated stem. So if we take this set of data, the data below represents the test scores for 40 students. If I were to take that data to create this stem and leaf plot, I would start by finding my lowest number. The lowest number in this data set is 43. And I would sort of organize the data a little bit. I would find all the other data values that are in the 40s. So I've got 45 and 47, and I'm going to list them in order. And then to put those data values in the stem and leaf plot, we put the 4, the tens digit, to the left of the line, and then we take each of their ones digits and put them in order on the right side of the line. Those are the leaves. So this represents 43, 45, and 47. Next, I would find my next group of tens. So after the 40s would come the 50s. So I'm going to find all the data values that are in the 50s. I've got 57, 50, 54, another 57, 59, and 56. So if I list those numbers in order, 54, 56, oops, I forgot 50, 57, 57, and 59. So putting those into the stem and leaf plot, the 5 goes on the left, and then we have a 0 for the 50, the 4 for 54, the 6 comes from 56, we had two 57s, so we put two 7s, and then a 9. So again, that represents 50, 54, 56, 57, 57, and 59. And then you just keep going. You find all the numbers in the 60s. We had 63, 64, 66, 66, 67, and 68, and so on. And then the stem and leaf plot gives you an idea of how the data values are distributed. If this data represents the test scores for 40 students, we can see that we had a lot of students who scored in the 70s because their branch here is the longest. There's the most leaves. And one thing that's important is you do want to line up your data values vertically and space them evenly so that we can accurately tell which branches are the longest and which ones are shorter. So if I'm analyzing these test scores, I'd say there are a decent number of A's, quite a few B's, a lot of C's, but quite a few D's and F's too. So it gives you, again, an idea of the data distribution that you can't tell from just the original list of numbers. Now we're going to create a stem and leaf plot. So to create it, I like to organize the data before I put it in the stem and leaf plot. So I'm going to find my lowest number. It's 32. And do I have any other numbers in the 30s? I don't think I do. So I'm going to cross that off. Next, I have a 45, and I think that's my only number in the 40s. And then in the 50s, I've got 3, 57, 51, and 56. So I'm going to list those in order, 51, 56, and 57. In the 60s, I've got 67, 65, 67, and 60. So listing those in order, 60, 65, 67, and another 67. Okay, let me cross all these off. And then next, my numbers in the 70s. We've got 76 and 71. In the 80s, we have 85, 84, 87. So 84, 85, 87 in order. In the 90s, 92, 98, 91, 92, 95. So 91, we had two 92s, a 95, and a 98. And then we have 100. Okay, so I've grouped my data values by their tens digit, and now I'm ready to create my stem and leaf plot. So I put the stems on the left-hand side and the leaves on the right. And so I'm going to start with my smallest stem. 32 is my smallest number, so I put the 3 on the left, the 2 on the right. For 45, the 4 on the left, the 5 on the right. Now I have 3 numbers in the 50s, so I put a 5 on the left, and then I've got 51, 56, and 57. I just put the ones digits on the right. 1, 6, 7. For the numbers in the 60s, I put the 6. I had 60, 65, 67, and another 67. Next, 71 and 76. Then we had 3 numbers in the 80s, 84, 85, and 87. 91, 92, another 92, 95, and 98. Let me space that better just to make sure that they're in line vertically. And then for 100, I put a 10 for my stem, and only the ones digit can go on the side of the leaves. And notice that I lined up my digits vertically, the leaves, so that I can tell which branch is the longest. If these are exam scores, there's quite a few A's, a lot in the 90s. But I also have a lot of D's and quite a few F's as well. So again, it gives us an idea how the data is distributed. And we need to not only be able to create a stem and leaf plot, we also need to analyze them. Here's an example of a back-to-back stem and leaf plot where this actually represents 2 sets of data. It shows the high and low temperatures for a week in a certain city. So in this case, the stems are in the middle, and we have the leaves for one set of data, the low temperatures on the left, and the leaves for another set of data, the high temperatures on the right. So if I were to create lists of numbers, just to give me an idea of what numbers are represented in this diagram, my low temperatures would be 57, 58, 63, 64, 70, 71, and 72. So I will list those. 57, 58, 63, 64, 70, 71, and 72. And the high temperatures would be, well, I don't have any in the 50s because there are no leaves right here. My lowest high temperature would be 65, and then we have 69, another 69, 72, 75, 76, and 80. Find the range for the high temperatures. The range is the highest value minus the lowest value. So another way to think of that is the maximum minus the minimum. And so if I'm looking at the high temperatures, my maximum value is 80, my minimum is 65. So 80 minus 65 gives us 15. So the range of the high temperatures is 15 degrees, meaning they have a 15-degree span going from 65 to 80. And I didn't need to list the numbers out like this to be able to do that. I could have also just found the numbers here. There's 80 and 65, and I subtract. The next one says find the median for the low temperatures. Now, I can find the middle number where I've listed them. It's going to be 64. Or I can also, if I don't list out the data values, remember when we find the median, you can find its position by doing the number of data values plus 1 divided by 2. In this case, there are 7 data values. 7 plus 1 divided by 2 gives us 4. So the fourth data value is going to be the median. So if I look at my stem and leaf plot, the first one is 57, the second one's 58, the third is 63, and the fourth is 64. That's going to be my median, 64. And then the mode for the high temperatures, I'm looking at the leaves to see where I have a repeated digit. I had that are in a row. I've got 2 9s right next to each other, so those both represent 69, and that was the only repeated data value. So the mode, the one that shows up the most, is going to be 69.